Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of the Burhani Sports Talk Show. And today we have with us Mr. Huzaifa Potia, who's from Houston, USA. And he's born and brought up in Bombay, and he moved to America to pursue his university degree and is currently working in the field of education management. He's advising scholarship students at American colleges, but that's not what he's here for. So basically, why he's here is because he's into endurance sports, and with no background at all, he started this endurance sports. And in 2018, it's been 3 years, and we want to hear from him how he started and what motivated him to do so. Welcome, Huzaifa Bhai, to this Burhani Sports Talk Show.
Thank you, Mufarral Bhai. It's an honor. I mean, I've been following everything with Burhani Sports for many years now. I've been fortunate to participate in a couple of activities under the Burhani Sports umbrella. So it's an honor, and I appreciate the team having me on.
Yeah, thanks, Huzaifa Bhai. So yes, Burhani Sports has been taking some great initiatives in the field of sports as well as health and fitness. So Huzaifa, when we talk about endurance sports, you are specializing in that. Were you inclined to do this from the beginning, or I mean, because you told me that you started in 2018. So what motivated, what inspired you to start this endurance regime? And can you tell us what exactly endurance sports or endurance regime is?
Absolutely. So I'll start out with this. I'll start out by answering the second part of your question, which is what endurance sports is, and then we'll take it to the first part. So endurance sports is anything that is long distance. So it could be a long distance running event. It could be a long distance cycling event. Anything that's long distance that you use your aerobic base, which means you use your heart capacity, your lungs to be able to do this, to do an activity for a prolonged period, is what endurance sports is. The most common endurance sport is running marathons or running long distance ultra marathons or anything of that sort. That's the most popular. What motivated me to start this is it's funny. I've been a little conscious about my fitness ever since I was in school. I've always been mindful that okay, I need to exercise a little, but there was no real structure in my program. I was going to the gym, I was lifting weights, and that was pretty much what my journey was like. When I turned 30 back in 2018, I decided to challenge myself to complete a half marathon that year. I said, you know what, for my 30th birthday, there's a half marathon that's in my city. Let's see where I stand in terms of abilities to complete this. And that's what led me to start. I took this upon as a challenge for myself that let's challenge myself to run a half marathon before I turn 30. So I signed up for this. A half marathon, for people who are not familiar, is 21.1 kilometers. It's a 21.1 kilometer run. And when I ran that race that day, I saw something that really stood out or stuck with me and has stuck with me for my life. When I was there, I saw people of all ages. So I saw someone who was 21, 22. I saw someone who was 65. I saw someone who was 75. I saw a lady run in a hijab. I saw a person who had a prosthetic limb, a prosthetic leg also run. So I saw a whole variety of people participate in this one event. So this event was very inclusive. You don't really need to be fit or fast or run fast to be able to call yourself a runner. You need to be able to do this. And the community was just so encouraging. Was when I completed that event that day, I was hooked. I was hooked because everyone's motivating you. You're motivating others to be able to complete this journey. 21.1 kilometers was a significant challenge, but you're not doing this alone. Even though you technically are running alone, you're not doing this alone. So that's what really struck me when I participated in that, and I was hooked. That's what started my journey as a challenge to myself to be able to do this for my 30th birthday. I was able to do it, and ever since, it's been 4 years now. It's been 4 years, and I've been really hooked to this.
So it's not a race where I mean you're looking out to beat someone. It's more of a race within yourself. You are it's a mental race, I think, more than a physical thing. As you just said, that it's not about how physically fit you are, or how slim you are. It all ages, all genders, everyone's participating. So I think it's more about the mental strength than the physical strength, Uzaifa.
Yeah, absolutely. Mental strength and just the fact that you're all in this together. I mean, I have done races where I've seen people who are sitting on the side, they have a cramp in their foot, but I've also seen someone else running to help that person, stretch that person. So it's a very inclusive sport, and because you're doing this alone, you're competing against yourself.
How many races or events have you participated in so far in these 3 years, Uzaifa?
So 6 to 7 half marathons, 3 full marathons, and a few triathlons also.
Okay. What is a triathlon? If you could throw some light for the viewers.
Sure. So a triathlon is, as the name suggests, triathlon is 3 sports. So it's a swim, bike, and a run that's simultaneously done one after the other. So you swim for a particular distance, and then you jump onto your cycle. You cycle for a particular distance, and as soon as you cycle, you do a run. So
Okay. And which was a better experience for you?
So I've done a full marathon, which is 42.2 kilometers as well, but I've also done a triathlon. In terms of what was more challenging, I think a full marathon has definitely been the most challenging event, because you're on your feet for 42.2 kilometers. There's a lot of impact on your joints. There's a lot of impact on all parts of your body. I mean, you're running with your legs, but 35 kilometers into a marathon, it just starts playing with your mind. You're like, I just can't do this. Your body is starting to give up. That's why a lot of people say is that the first 35 kilometers of a marathon, and then the last 7 kilometers of a marathon is all a mental game. So for me, a marathon was definitely a lot more challenging. A triathlon, I found a lot more fun to do, because I just enjoyed it. Just when you're doing a triathlon, you're using different parts of your body. You're using different muscles as well. So your legs get a rest. So it's definitely a little less challenging.
So as you said, the beginning of the marathon, I mean the full marathon, which is really difficult. So just thinking about the physical endurance that you have to do, apart from the physical fitness, I'm sure it also helps in other aspects of life, Huzaifa bhai. Can you let our viewers know, I mean, if someone wants to do endurance sports, how else it will help them in their lives?
For me, I have reached I feel like I'm comfortable running fairly significant distances, but more than the physical side of it, which the benefits are plenty. I in all honesty, I was able to lose weight. I was able to become fitter. I was able to participate in things that I did not imagine myself doing. But the other side of it is the mental side of things. And I mean, the mental side of things. You realize that your body is capable of so much, because your mind and your body are 2 separate entities. I mean, you realize that you're able to do so much more. We've seen significant studies where not only endurance sports, but just an active lifestyle in general has helped people with depression, has helped people with anxiety, has helped people focus on other tasks. So the fact that you're taking out this 1 hour for yourself or 30 minutes of yourself every day has shown to help people focus on their job, or for that matter, help with their fitness, to help them play with their child, or just do basic household chores. So that is something that I've noticed an immense amount of benefits, especially with me. I mean, I feel like if I don't step out and do 30 minutes of an active something, it doesn't need to be running. It can just be simply going for a walk. If I feel like I don't do that every day, if I feel like I do that every day, I can focus on my job a lot better. I can get a lot better sleep. Just overall, my day goes a lot better. So the benefits are plenty. Endurance sports is obviously a higher level, but being active is so crucial for your mental health.
Thanks, Huzaifa. It sounds really interesting and tempting. Also, I'm sure the viewers would want to try their next hand in this. So, just for the benefit of everyone, can you just, since you're already doing it since the last 3 years, if someone, I mean, people are watching our channel from across the globe, India and the Western countries, how from all ages, right from youngsters to old people, how would you advise our people who, I mean, looking at this interview, if they are motivated, to start endurance races and a fitness regime, how would you advise them to start with it, Huzaifa bhai?
You know, my advice has always been take out some time for yourself. A lot of times, a lot of people say, I don't have time. I don't have time in the day. But then my response has always been, do you have 5 minutes? If you have 5 minutes, go out, walk your stairs up and down, you know, go out, go for a walk, do a few sit-ups, start with 5 minutes a day. Another problem that I also see is that people want targets fast. Unfortunately, with health, if you're doing it the right way, there are no shortcuts. That is not going to be sustainable. So understand that your body is a complex, it's complex. So if you have to give it time to adjust, you have to give it time to adjust to the rigors of exercise. So don't expect shortcuts, because that's not the right way to achieve a goal. Start out slow, give yourself 5 minutes in a day. If you don't have time, give yourself 5 minutes in a day, start, then move on to 10 minutes. But I'm a proponent of having some activity or some exercise done every single day, even if it's 5 minutes. So start slow, take it easy. Everyone can do it. If I can do it, I believe that everyone can do it, because I did not have a background, and many of our viewers may not have a background. So understand that your body is capable of a lot more than you actually think it is.
Yes, Huzaifa, as you mentioned, I think very true. Consistency definitely beats intensity. So yes, intensity will come on later on, but I think consistency initially is the key, and that's what everyone should focus on. As for what you just said.
You know, we've seen Mufarrad, okay, to form a habit, you need to be doing something for 21 days. So even if it means that you're doing 5 minutes of activity, you're focusing on yourself. At the end of the day, you're focusing on yourself. So 21, if you do this for 21 days, I can assure you that this will become a habit going forward, for sure.
Okay, very interesting. So all our viewers, just mark today's date on the calendar, whichever day you are watching this show, and mark 21 days from here. And don't procrastinate. Don't think I'll start from next month or next week. Start from the next day. And as I said, be consistent. And after 21 days, you'll see the result, and be a endurance racer like Huzaifa bhai, right?
You know, Mufarrad, you set the bar very high, but keep in mind that it's, you know, not everyone can run a marathon in 21 days. Not everyone can run even 5 kilometers in 21 days. So take it slow and listen to your body, but just do something that's active every day.
Okay, Huzaifa bhai, thanks a lot. We'll end this session now with a clear message from Huzaifa bhai. Start now and be consistent, and the intensity will develop on its own. And thanks for your sharing your experience regarding the endurance racing and the endurance fitness regime that you are following. I'm sure it is going to be very helpful for all our viewers who are seeing this, and they'll take cues away from this. Thank you, Huzaifa bhai, for coming with us on this session of Burhani Sports.